If you're married to or divorcing a narcissistic spouse, then you know what I'm about to say. They are always trying to get you to take the bait. They're trying to get you to engage in a conflict. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you the 3 best responses to not take the bait and to avoid conflict with your narcissistic spouse. If you're new here on my channel, let me introduce myself. I'm Victoria McCooey. I'm a transformation coach, a motivational speaker, and the creator of the Reclaim Your Power system. I have helped hundreds of people, men and women, leave narcissistic spouses and to go on and create fabulous new lives that are joyful and drama-free. So if you've ever been married to a narcissist, then you know that you're part of this club. You get the joke. You understand what we all know to be true, that they will say the most preposterous things to engage you in an argument. And we're so worn down by it that we take the bait. So the trick is not to take the bait, because you know what happens? It becomes like this crazy argument that has no end. They toss in the word salad, right? They just start talking about anything and everything that has nothing to do with the topic or the argument that you're having. You're trying to understand why they're bringing in these things that happened 5 years ago or something someone else said to another person. You're trying to make the connection, right? Because you're a reasonable, rational person. You're assuming that they brought this story into the argument to move it from point A to point B. So you're waiting for that connection to happen, and it never happens. And it just keeps going around and around in circles. I can laugh now because I am so far out of that, but I understand how frustrating it is and what you're going through. So here are some great responses. I have 3 important responses to know that will eliminate the possibility of engaging in this argument for the narcissist. Okay, so I'm so excited to share these with you because I think they're going to change your life when you're having to deal with the narcissist. So the first one is, I understand what you're saying. That's it. There is no argument, right? Yes, they will try to make one, but that's all you say, and you walk away. You're not going to try to refute what they're telling you. You're not going to try to prove yourself right. You're not going to try to get them to come to your way of thinking. That will never happen. You can make the most cohesive argument, the most completely undeniable argument for your case. They're never going to accept it, all right? So save your energy, save your breath, save your sanity, and just say, I understand what you're saying. It doesn't mean you agree with it or that you think it's true. You understand what they're saying. And when they come at you, you just keep saying those same words over and over and walk away and end it. The second response to shut down your narcissist is to say, I realize that's what you believe. How great is that? You are acknowledging that you realize they believe something that is completely false, but you don't say it that way because that's taking the bait and will engage in argument. I realize that that's what you believe. What? You don't believe it too? You don't think it's true? I realize that's what you believe. I realize that's what you believe. We are on the same page that that is what you believe. It's nothing they can argue with. And again, it's a great way to end the conversation so you don't go into that tailspin of an argument we were just talking about. The third response to avoid conflict with a narcissist is, if you're communicating in writing, in text or email, parenting app, just respond with one word: noted. You're acknowledging that you've received the information, you understand what they're saying, but you are not going to respond, right? So I know it infuriates them because they can't They can't lure you into the craziness, into the lunacy that they want to beat you up with. This is how they harass you, control you, break you down, diminish your self-esteem by dragging you into these arguments where you become the crazy one, which is exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to turn the tables so that they're not exposed as disordered, but you are instead, because they provoke you to the point where you can't control your emotions. You're so triggered by them that you do look unhinged. So in writing, one word: noted. So what do you think about these responses? Can you see yourself using them? You know what I tell my clients? Practice. Practice saying these things. Imagine yourself in that situation, visualize it, or if it's in writing, imagine yourself typing that. This is a great way to get comfortable with something that is now so uncomfortable to you. You know this will enrage them, but you're not going to be a party to the craziness. Yes, you worry about the repercussions, but if you've watched any of my videos, you know what I'm about to say. You think that this is the thing that will trigger them and cause all the craziness. If it's not this, it will be something else. You can't stop them from retaliating, from going off on you, from being on the receiving end of whatever it is. And this is what causes us to walk on eggshells around these people, because they've conditioned us to be fearful of what may set them off. So you're constantly vigilant of what you say or what you do, or controlling the environment so that they don't go off on you. But this is all premeditated on their part. It doesn't matter what you do or don't do, or what you say or don't say. They will find a reason. So it's just crazy making. It's just making you walk on eggshells. It doesn't matter. They're going to find something to be upset about and to blame you for. So get that out of your head. And practice saying these things. Look in the mirror and say them. That will help. But this is how we get out of that discomfort of saying it, by visualizing, rehearsing, doing role playing. That's what I do with my clients. We practice saying and doing these things so that when the time comes, it doesn't seem so foreign. It's much more natural, and there's no fear around it. If you do use any of these three responses, or all of them, I would love to hear how it goes for you. Please reach out, leave a comment below, or email me at victoriamccouey.com. I'll put my email address in the description below, and I'll also put there a link to my calendar where you can schedule a free call with me. If you're interested in working with me as your coach, I have several options available. So the first thing that we have to do is get on a phone call. So book that free call with me, and we'll figure out where you are. I'll give you my best advice on what you might be able to do and what type of coaching would work best for you. So I hope to talk to you soon on a free call. I hope you found this information valuable. If you did, will you do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up? And please subscribe to my channel. That is how I'm going to get my videos in front of more people who really need this information, because it's so important. Thanks so much for watching. I've linked a couple of other videos here that I think you might like to watch also, so I hope to see you in the next video.